I mean, she's smooth. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, brothers and sisters. As I promised today that I was going to come on live, inshallah, to answer all the questions that you guys needed to know about. But before we answer the questions, I just wanted to let everyone know where we're up to at the moment in regards to MATW. So as you all know, alhamdulillah, at the moment we're working in Lebanon, where the Lebanon project has, it's a multi-story building. It's got the a little mini 14-bedroom, 14-room hospital, emergency section. We've got a place, a masjid where over 1,000 worshippers can pray, inshallah. That's going to be finished before Ramadan, so they can pray there. We also have the orphanage there, which also has about 10 to 14 rooms, and a school which has 10 to 14 classrooms as well. That's the Lebanon project. Alhamdulillah, it's all built. It's up to lock-up stage. And we have the Bangladesh project, where the government, alhamdulillah, gave us the 5,000 homes, the mountain where we could build the 5,000 homes there. Alhamdulillah, at the moment we've already built the 1,000 homes, as you've all seen, and I posted on Facebook and Instagram. And then we've got the 3 projects in Chibi, in Africa, that we've built. One of them, which is in Chibi, the 30 houses with the school from kindergarten to high school and the masjid. That's all been completed, and the people are living in the houses. There's over 600 kids going to the school there and learning already, alhamdulillah. And then we have the cemetery, which was also completed, and the final project now, alhamdulillah, it's 80% complete. There's over 300 kids at the school, the beach project. The masjid's been finished for a long time. We're planning now to finish off section 2 and 3, which are the remaining houses, inshallah, and move in the widows and orphans, inshallah. In regards to myself, I've been off Instagram and Facebook for a while, just to show you guys that with or without myself, MATW is still running, alhamdulillah. And we've got our team, alhamdulillah, that we've set up. It consists of 7 people. So, as you all know, charity is not a simple thing to just take money off people and start building and not have a backup plan. So, alhamdulillah, we've made this backup plan. It's all gone through solicitors and accountants and auditors and all that stuff. So, know for sure, inshallah, that if something does happen to me one day, that your money is safe, your building is safe, and everything is registered with MATW in this country, in Australia, and wherever we build, inshallah. We register the properties in our name and everything. So that's one thing that I wanted to clarify with everyone. Also, another few issues were, lately we've had the change of bank that happened due to, every time I leave the country and come back, we normally get stopped in the airport, because the government here is just amazed on why and how MATW has grown so quick, and how we're getting all the funds so quickly. So that's just at the moment we're talking to the Australian Federal Police, we're talking to people from the government. Alhamdulillah, they're seeing what we've done, and we've been sending emails back and forth to clarify things and showing them exactly what we've been up to. So I've been pretty sick lately, but wallahi, we haven't stopped working day and night. We just keep working all day and all night, because if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to take me one day, we want to make sure that everything is set for all the people who have donated and put their trust in MATW. A lot of people as well, they've been sending me private messages telling me about hemp oil and black seed oil and all this prophetic medicine and stuff like that. Alhamdulillah, we've been taking that, and all the medicines that everyone's been talking about, we've tried it, and at the moment, what the doctors have said to me at the moment is my lungs are pretty much on their way out, and that's why I'm having difficult breathing. A lot of people in Sydney have been seeing me driving around on a wheelchair because I can't. Yeah, so a lot of people have been seeing me driving around on a wheelchair and stuff. It's been a bit difficult. It's been a bit difficult to breathe and stuff, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is His plan, and inshallah, He's the best of planners. So, also, a lot of people have been asking about this thing in Syria, why we haven't been advertising and raising money for the people of Syria. Well, I have a lot of work that's been happening at the moment. We haven't neglected our brothers and sisters in Syria. We think about them all the time and we keep them in our dua. But the moment it's a bit too much pressure on us. And people who do come and donate, we send the money via different channels. Because normally, as you all know, we always like to be on the ground ourselves when we're distributing the money and the funds. Well, since I started this work for charity, it's just been amazing. The things the things you see, along the way, and different charities and people you work with and people making money. People making money on the backs of the poor, stealing, and it's just an unbelievable trip that I've had in the last 2.5 years. But subhanallah, as you all see, the work that we post up, I mean, not many charities around the world have done what we've done in 2.5 years. I don't think any actually have done what we've done. And I challenge any charity out there to have built what we've built in the last 2.5 years with the amount of funds that we have. So for all the brothers and sisters who doubted me in the beginning, May Allah forgive you all. And inshallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has himself clarified that these accusations were fake because of the work that he's been showing you guys. And the work's not from us, it's all from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he's all seen, alhamdulillah, there in front of you. 2.5 years, we have over 1,000 kids in classrooms learning Quran. We have over 100 families living in their houses. Bangladesh, 1,000 homes already built and occupied. A lot of charities, and they know themselves. They go there themselves just for photos, just to put up on social media, so they can get likes and follows. Subhanallah. This is why all this is happening to the Muslim community around the world. But alhamdulillah, we do our part, and we ask Allah to guide the brothers and sisters out there. Any questions from anyone? A lot of people say I'm an inspiration to people and stuff like that. But wallahi, I don't take it as being an inspiration. I mean, if one person can do so much, imagine we all put in ourselves that we have to help our brothers and sisters around the world. I mean, the Muslim community, when it comes to donating, subhanallah, they donate more than anyone out there, but we just don't know how to get the money out there and get the money across, because there's so much hungry people along the way that take the money. By the time it gets there, it's completely gone, subhanallah. But for me, being an inspiration, well, this is all from Allah. I'm an electrician by trade. I don't know how I got here, and I don't know how we've built what we've built. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, once He allows His servant to do this type of work, He opens it up. I've met people all around the world, celebrities. I had the chance to change my life from being a normal person to being a celebrity, but subhanAllah, I didn't take that path. A lot of people wanted to meet me and invite me to their places, but I kept it strictly MATW and strictly charity from day one, and bringing awareness to people. And that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put the barakah in it, and that's why it's become so big in so little time, subhanAllah. And the people that we're working, like people walking to the office sometimes, they're thinking there's 3-4 people behind the desk, but there's only one person, subhanAllah. So MATW really only has 4 to 5 people working for it. And only 3 of them are full-time. Any other questions from anyone? We've already answered the Syria question, brother, about at the moment it's just not the right time for me or the organization, as we're going through some difficulties trying to clarify and fix everything, inshallah. My health, we've already answered the health thing too. At the moment, my issue with my health is my lungs. They're pretty much 80% full of cancer and finding it very difficult to breathe. My nose is fully blocked from the cancer as well. So really I only have my mouth to breathe through. And lately I've been having a lot of panic and anxiety attacks because I'm trying to get used to breathing from my mouth alone. A lot of people see me in Sydney driving around on my wheelchair with my oxygen connected to my face and stuff. It's because I just refuse to sit down. I don't like to, I believe if I sit down in bed and just wait, it's just going to kill me. So I'd rather get out there and keep going until the last breath, inshallah, to do what pleases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yeah. I think that's one thing that people get wrong, because the way I look still, subhanAllah, I still look, according to you people, I still look good, and I still got my hair, and I still got all this stuff, but that's because I haven't done chemotherapy and stuff like that, for reasons that I choose, alhamdulillah. Inshallah, we all enter Jannah together, inshallah. From Sami Ali. Sami Ali, that one. Inshallah, maybe we're aiming for the next place to be. Someone just asked if our organization will move to the United States. Inshallah, we're planning to move to the UK. The next office, we're planning to have it in the UK, but we're just waiting on a certain things here in Sydney. Yeah, alhamdulillah, I can still see with both my eyes. The reason this one's puffed up is because the cancer's pushing up against it, alhamdulillah. Inshallah, when we open up in the UK, we'll let everyone know how they can join. But at the moment, it's not open, so we won't talk about that at the moment. What can you do physically to help MATW? Well, to be honest with you, is just to keep funding MATW, supporting it as much as you can. I mean, you see how much work and effort. Wallah al-Azim, and I say it again, Wallah al-Azim. Even to sometimes I come out of emergency and I go straight to the bank. The people here see me in Sydney. I go straight to the bank just to do a money transfer. Like, that's how much I've dedicated my life to MATW, to the last breath. Sometimes I can't even walk, but I'll still manage to get there to send that money overseas, so the work doesn't stop. So if all the followers can do the same and just keep this going, inshallah, that's all I ask for, and that's all MATW asks for too, inshallah, and the team. As you all know, we have two. Are you still part of Al Khair Foundation? We were never part of Al Khair Foundation. We were just doing that one tour together with Al Khair Foundation, and then we built a certain section of the project together. Alhamdulillah, that's complete now. Someone say that he thinks I'm the strongest man he's ever met. Wallah, I'm not strong at all, brother. A lot of the time, I spend it in my room crying. A lot of tears have been shed. And not because of blaming anyone for my sickness. A lot of tears have been shed for asking Allah for forgiveness. Once you're in this state, you start to realize what you've done wrong, and you start to realize that no amount of money can fix anything. Your family can't fix anything. So you just turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you just ask Him, subhanAllah. A lot of times when you get sick, you're sleeping or on the floor breathless. Your family's all around you, they can't do nothing. You gotta ask. You can't ask your family to help you breathe. So you just turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if you ever see me crying, it's not because I'm sad. It's because I'm happy that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allowed me to see this. Sorry to ask. Yes, I've had a lot of people ask me this question. Am I married? Yes, I am married. People have come all the way from the UK to Sydney, all the way from Dubai to Sydney to want to marry me. I'm married, and even if I wasn't married, it's not the right time for me to get married, believe me. Are you married with kids? No, I don't have kids. I don't have kids, alhamdulillah. Family. Wallah, no problem. SubhanAllah, Kaz Ali was saying that family problems are nothing compared to this. Wallah, no problem in this world is compared to anything. If we just realize the amount of blessings that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us, from just being able to breathe, to being able to see properly, to being able to get up, to walk to the toilet without having to take a box of morphine. Take a lot of things for granted. And while we're very, very spoiled people. Alhamdulillah, I've been to Umrah, I've been to Hajj 3 times. And at the moment, I wish I could go back to Umrah, but I can't travel. The problem is, I can't breathe and the airlines won't let me on to a plane. Believe me, I won't be here if I could get on a plane. A lot of people also say every time they see my post that it will make him get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But one day I'm not going to be here, brother. So we should all have a goal or a project to work towards to make us always close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So everyone should try to have something they can achieve in their life. Like myself, I mean, in 2 years, we've built and what we've done, subhanAllah. This could be a project and a lesson for everyone to have something for their family, for their kids, to sit down, talk together, achieve something. I mean, one of the problems that we had in my family is no one used to sit together and talk. No one used to sit together and talk. And like, I've been alive for 32 years. I don't know half the things about my family that I should know. But alhamdulillah, this has gotten us closer. So that's one good thing that came out of this sickness as well, alhamdulillah. But for everyone else, I mean, try to have a project that brings you closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And don't wait for you to get a sickness or for you to find out something from the doctors for you to change. Change now before that. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can be even more happy with you guys. You know what I mean? A lot of people wait for their family and friends to pass away for them to start giving in charity. Give in charity before they die. You want to build a water well for your family before they die. Show them the water well. Let them be happy. You want to build the masjid. Don't wait for them to die and then everyone feels sorry for them and then you just want to let everyone help to donate. This is your family member. This is your son. This is your child. Generate the money yourself and try your best to do things from now when they're alive for them. Teach them, inshallah. So when they get older, they'll pass it on to you guys as well. I mean, I know that every time I donate for something, I include my mum, I include my dad, I include my wife. So try to do it before you go, inshallah. It'll mean a lot more than after the person is dead. And that way it'll bring you and them closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Please stop asking about Syria. I mean, there's a lot of charities out there that's working for Syria, and I'm sure that at the moment, we just can't help at the moment. We have no one on the ground, and that's how we work in MATW. We have to have someone on the ground that we know and we trust, and the money is going there directly to them. Otherwise, we won't work there. I'm not going to take money off people and entrust that money between me and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and not physically get it there if I can't do it. I'm going to be judged on the day of judgment. And I don't want to be questioned by all these people saying, how come my money didn't get to Syria? Go to the masjid, Brother Ali. Inshallah. What is my strongest point? What is your weakest point? Allah, there is no strong point. The strongest point in my life is trying to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's it at the moment. Every day, I've been sick for 2.5 years. It's been as if I've been tied up in a chair for 2.5 years, and every day gets worse and worse. From not being able to eat, from not being able to breathe, from not being able to do the things that I used to do on my own. I can't even make wudu by myself anymore. I mean, you're probably looking at me in the camera thinking this guy is a liar, he's not. But the reality is, that's what's happening, subhanAllah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is my witness. We have waterworld projects, but to be honest with you, we're trying to finish off the homes in Bangladesh. I mean, the last time we went to Bangladesh, we seen 7 or 8 waterworlds so close together. Just people are doing things for no reason, and instead of wasting all that money on 7 or 8 waterworlds, they could have did one for the community, and they could have built houses for them to live in, something they can own for a longer period of time. That seems to be the problem. Syria now is happening. Everyone wants to go to Syria and feed the people. And what happens next? That's what we need to. Some charities go afterwards, like we went afterwards in Bangladesh. Alhamdulillah, we built the houses for them. So everyone has a role, but we just need to work together as a ummah to try to achieve the best way possible, inshallah. Alhamdulillah, my parents are holding up pretty good. My dad's always been religious, my mum's always been religious. So they're the ones who inspire me a lot of the times. Alhamdulillah. Yeah, we've been eating organic stuff, alhamdulillah. Yeah, I've heard a lot of the hairstyle. We've used the haram, it's a haram hairstyle. We've used 100%. Some things make people happy in life. Some things make people feel good in life. It's haram. I am not disagreeing with anyone about the hairstyle. A lot of people send a lot of messages about my hairstyle. But brother, I deal with things one by one. I didn't come to this charity and tell you I'm the Mufti of Australia. I came telling you guys I'm building stuff, helping in Africa, helping in. So inshallah, very soon I'll take your advice and we'll do it, inshallah. It's okay. Let him ask about the hair. Let him ask about. Well, I have nothing to hide. That's the thing that I don't have nothing to hide. Everything you want to see, it's black and white with me. If you tell me you have a problem with my hairstyle, I'll tell you I agree with you. I have a problem with it too. It's not halal, but inshallah, people change. You want to change things from your heart. You don't want to change things because other people have told you and do it for the wrong intention. 1K and more people are with you, brother. May Allah reward you all. But on the day of judgment, these 1K of people are going to be against me, maybe, if I've done something wrong. So that's why I'm jumping on today, because I wanted you all to know that MATW, with or without me, inshallah is going to be strong. Inshallah is going to run to their judgment, and inshallah is going to keep building things in different countries all around the world. And inshallah, it's going to prove every single charity out there wrong. And inshallah, all the charities change and follow in these footsteps, inshallah, by donating completely to the poor, and stop taking these ridiculous chunks of money out of the people's donations, and stop spending it on ridiculous things such as advertising and aid shows and all this rubbish. Kenya. Inshallah, we'll get to Kenya one day. Inshallah. Is there anything else anyone wants to know about the sickness? Because wallahi, today that's the only reason I came on here, is to talk to you guys about my sickness. And if anyone wanted to know anything about that, just to clarify things. Does Khair Foundation take money for MATW? Nah, it's all done through MATW now. And one other thing is, anything that you see on any other website or organization or post has nothing to do with MATW. Nothing. Zero. So if someone's coming to knock on your door one day asking for money for MATW, if it's not on our page, we're not doing it. So don't give them the money and then call us up and tell us someone's coming and taking money. Everything we do from day one has been on our websites, inshallah, and our Instagram and our Facebook. If we're coming to collect money, we'll let you guys know. If the bank details have changed, we'll let you guys know. And no one else is authorized to collect money on behalf of MATW except for MATW, inshallah. So tell us about your eye. I already spoke about my eye, but inshallah, the eye, the reason it's puffed up is because the cancer's pushing it from behind. And yeah, so they said one day it might pop out, but Allahu A'lam. Why did you choose not to have chemo? Well, I chose not to have chemo. That's a good question. I chose not to have chemo because when I first got diagnosed, they told me that chemotherapy wouldn't even work in my situation to begin with. And then a few months later, they changed their mind. And then a few months after that, the doctors said to me that lucky I didn't choose to do chemotherapy because it would have killed me a lot earlier. To me, from my experience, I believe that chemotherapy is not good for a person with cancer if he has cancer throughout his whole body. So if someone has cancer in one specific spot, I believe that chemotherapy will help him. But if someone has cancer throughout their whole body, like myself, in their blood, in their bones, in their lungs, in their face, it's not going to make it better. And I've had many people, maybe about 7 or 8 people, that were all told by doctors that if they did the chemo, they'll survive. SubhanAllah, they're all dead, and I'm still here by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that's my opinion on chemotherapy. A brother just asked about hujama. Alhamdulillah, I have a lot of religious brothers that come and do hujama and ruqya for me, so it's always been getting done. Chemo is poison. Yeah, I agree, definitely. Black seed oil, we were saying before that we've always been on the black seed oil, the zamzam, the honey, all that natural prophetic stuff. We've been on it. Alhamdulillah. Always in pain. I'm always in pain, but I'm always on morphine. I take morphine every 4 hours, alhamdulillah. At the moment, they've made me addicted to it, so every 4 hours, if I don't get my shot of morphine, I start to go a bit crazy and the breathing starts to affect me. Cannabis, I've tried the cannabis, yeah. I'm actually still on it at the moment. Chinese herbs, I've been to China for 6 months, brother, and I did the Chinese herb, alhamdulillah. Radiation, yeah, radiation does work, but at the same time, the effects of it, I don't know what it does. But subhanAllah, I've done radiation 3 times on my back. I couldn't walk properly. And the 3 times that I did it, after 2 weeks of each cycle of radiation, but I did targeted radiation. There's 2 types. There's radiation where they do your whole body. I wouldn't do that. And there's radiation where they just, the specific spot that's hurting, they do that. And that's what I've done. But subhanAllah, the last 3 times that I did hujama, the cupping, the cups that were on the section where we did the radiation, no blood came out of that section. So I don't know if it kills the section or what it does, but there was no blood running through that section when the brother was doing hujama for me after radiation. How long do I have? Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows that question. Only Christina Varga. Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows that question. They told me I had 6 months, almost 3 years ago. So I don't work by times. I work by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Juice diet, yeah. I'm on the Gerson therapy diet at the moment. The juice diet. Are you in pain or morphine kind of controlling it? The morphine controls it, alhamdulillah. Yeah, I'm not. A sister's telling me about some chemo tablets and stuff like that. Well, it's very hard to be under their hands, especially after watching so much people die from cancer and being in the hospital and around the doctors and seeing how they treat people. Like the other day, I went into hospital and they told me that if you come in and your lungs have failed, we're not going to resuscitate you. That's the hospital policy. So for a doctor to say that to me and then go try one of his trials that he has, I'm not doing that. I'm not a guinea pig for these people to test things on me. They can test them on their own friends and family. Is there anything you want us to do for you as a community? Yeah, like I said, Rolla, just to keep MATW running, to be honest, to the best of everyone's ability. And yeah, that's it. Staff converted to Islam. Did any doctors or hospital staff convert to Islam? From my story, I'm not too sure, but there was a lot of people and doctors every time I go there. They were very aware of my situation and the video I made and what I do in Africa. So, can you get a transplant? Like, I don't know how it works overseas, but here in Sydney, the hospitals, if you have cancer, you're pretty much, you mean nothing to the hospital. So they won't bother doing all these transplants and stuff like that. think, well, it was a pleasure to meet everyone in London. I mean, the experience that I had from day one, it's been an absolutely amazing trip. I started with having cancer, selling my company. After selling my company, I found myself in Africa, being a person who's never traveled before. Found myself in Africa, doing my own projects. Come home one day, after that, sit down, speak to my wife, talking about building a little charity organization, from making up a silly name to registering it, to building 3 villages in Africa, to building a village in Bangladesh, to meeting people that I didn't think I'll ever meet in my whole life, to traveling to the UK, to South Africa, to Dubai, subhanAllah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala showed me so much and gave me so much blessings in these last 2 years that I have nothing but Him to thank. And even though He's taken away my breathing, my walking, this is always a cleansing, and I'd rather be cleansed in this world than the hereafter. Germany, I sent all my paperwork to Germany a long time ago, Sue. And I sent my stuff to Mexico, and I've sent my stuff to a lot of different countries. But they all, subhanAllah, once the doctor reads another doctor's scripts, they all seem to just want to follow each other, and no one wants to change or go against each other. A lot of the times when I've been sick, it's been something so small to fix, but they just overlook that, and they always look at, you've got cancer, you're going to die, just take more morphine and go home. I always stress to them and scream at them and tell them that I'm telling you guys, I know what cancer feels like. I've had it for 3 years. This is not cancer. It's some sort of little infection. And then subhanAllah always turns out to be right. And it's always like been a little infection, and I get over it. Well, Kathy is telling me that she's crying right now because I'm so patient. It becomes a part of your life that you can't argue no more. You wake up tomorrow, you can't breathe. What are you gonna do? You have to be patient. You have to be patient until your body gets used to breathing again. Sometimes you wake up, you can't eat. Then you have to train your body to eat again. Sometimes you wake up, you can't walk. But you just gotta keep fighting and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help in every possible way. A lot of the times I felt like just sitting down and giving up, but you look around. Today I was out, subhanAllah, and I just wasn't really in the mood today. I was feeling really down, and I seen someone else in a wheelchair, a lot worse than me. You know what I mean? They couldn't move their hands, they couldn't move their face, and someone else was pushing them. And then I just I looked at myself and I thanked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because I still had the opportunity to push myself on the wheelchair, to eat that meal that I got on my own. This lady didn't, you know? So always trying to find someone in a worse off position than you, so you can always be grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because no matter what your situation is always someone worse off. And that person is always happy, you know? So how can you wake up and not be happy? How can you complain to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? What do we deserve? Why do we deserve to be healthy? Why do we deserve it? Why did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala choose us to be in a proper country living with benefits and Medicare? Why did He choose us? What are we giving back? I ask each and every one of you, what are you giving back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the blessings that He's given you? We don't give nothing back because we're too caught up in this world. We don't know what's going on. We see our family members dying in front of us and it doesn't affect the heart. This world has built us up to be programmed like a computer. The heart doesn't even work anymore. It's like a rock. I sit around sometimes just waiting for someone to come and shed a tear for me, but from my family members, I mean, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. You go out with friends and family, 1 second you're talking about religion. As soon as you're gone, the religion's gone. Because the person who's been affected is out of the circle now. And everyone can go back to mucking around and doing whatever the country and the world's programmed us to do. We forget about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But when He forces you into a situation where you're sick, you can't forget. Because every breath and every move and everything you touch, every time you open your eyes, all reminds you about death. Every single step. And that's how you have to live your life. You have to live your life according now to what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you each day. And if you're not thankful on top of that, then your ending is not going to be a very good ending, I don't think. I think I've spoken enough for tonight, and inshallah, I'll try to do this maybe once every couple of weeks, just to update you guys, because everyone has a right to know what's going on, especially after you have donated so much money with the organization. You all have a right to know what's going on every step of the way. And I want to make sure, inshallah, that before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I mean, He could take anyone before me, but before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala takes my soul, I want to make sure that the charity is running 100% and everyone's money is safe. No matter who leaves and who joins the charity, it's all going to be done according to what suits the government here and overseas, inshallah. And if I've upset anyone, please forgive me for the sake of Allah. And if I've taken anyone's rights, also forgive me. And if I was a bit harsh on explaining the situation about my hairstyle, also please forgive me. But I've been asked it so many times that I'm just sick of it. Sorry. Keep in touch, inshallah. I'll try to do this, like I said, once every 2 weeks. And for the people who message on Facebook and Instagram, wallah, please forgive me. Like, we try our best to get to everyone and back to everyone. It's just hard sometimes. Like I said, there's only 4 of us working in MATW. And inshallah, we can be a bit less angry sometimes and just work together, inshallah. But Allah reward you all again. And sorry if I've upset anyone. Jazakallah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. When you do this stuff.